Welcome. Thank you for coming. How are you? Nick may be joining us in a little bit. He was in the middle of some business, but he may show up, hopefully. Let's see how it goes.
Good.
How are you, Catherine? Where are you?
I'm in Guangzhou nowadays.
Nice. Morning time?
Yes, it's morning.
Beautiful.
Good morning, Catherine.
Yeah.
Hi.
And you, Natalie, where are you?
Canada, Vancouver. And
Nice.
we have 5 p.m.
5
evening
p.m.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Years later. I'm in Arizona, Flagstaff.
Sunset time.
Yeah. It's getting cold. So, well, welcome. Thank you for coming. And everybody else, all the attendants as well, very welcome. Thank you for showing up, for being here. Thank you also to every translator and every person who is making this project possible. We are today having the chapter 84 on our road to keep reaching the 100 or 108 chapter. And for some of you that may be new or whatever, this is like a program that started with the intention to involve more and more people to the beautiful project that the Mixed Notes translators are doing. Hey, Nick, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. I'm gonna actually spotlight the panelists. That's spotlight, and that's spotlight. That's spotlight. Yeah,
Amelie.
yeah, so, hey, Amelie. Wow, now she's developing Shata. It's good.
Hey, Emily.
She's busy doing good things for others.
Emily.
Oh, it's so cute. Cutie pie.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a beautiful office you have there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you for coming as well, Nick. I was just explaining a little bit of what are we doing here. And I was saying that this program came to existence because of we want to share and make accessible to people, more like in the, how to say, often basis, not daily basis, but how to say,
Frequent.
current? No,
Yeah.
basis, I don't know.
Frequent.
Yeah, frequent basis. Great. Yeah, you're a great translator, I can tell. The efforts that the team Mixed Notes is doing, what the team, like, in a way, we will say how this works. It's like there is a team of people looking for ancient texts mostly in Asia. And once they find them, they send them to be input and saved into digital format in the computer, basically. And then these texts are getting translated. And this is kind of a way to share with the audience some of the content that happens there. Nick is the director of the Diamond Cutter Classics, is the whole organization who does the translations. And yeah, it's great having you here. Thank you very much for coming. I would like to introduce as well to Catherine. Can you tell us a little bit of what are you doing these days?
Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine. It's from Guangzhou, and I'm one of the Pure Go translator. Yeah, what we are doing is trying to translate the English into modern Chinese. So we help with a lot of other projects and programs. So that's normally what I do. Nice to be here.
Thank you for coming. And also you organize, or at least help to organize the whole like Chinese translation in different programs like this one. So thank you very much for all that help. I have a quick question. Maybe it's a good time to ask. You say modern Chinese. what will you say is the main difference between ancient Chinese and modern Chinese?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, the Asian Chinese is very elegant and beautiful, but not everyone can understand that. So sometimes we should moderate into modern Chinese so that most people could understand.
Could we say something like the literal Chinese and colloquial Chinese?
Yeah, you can say that.
You know, some languages have that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I will also like to introduce Natalie from, well, you are living in Canada these days. Could you also tell us a little bit of how did you start getting involved with these teachings and what are you doing these days? Oh, but you're muted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I realized that. Well, I learned about these beautiful teachings back in 2019. Someone, my dear friend, actually mentioned about 4 steps, and a few months after, luckily, Geshe Michael Roach came to Vancouver, to Canada, and I was lucky to win the tickets, and that's where I learned more deeply from dear teacher. And of course, it's really impacted me a lot. I started practicing and wanted to learn more. Start learning about ICI, and then want to go deeper in volunteering, and became a volunteer. I'm actually part of the beautiful Russian Sangha community. I translate different videos. I recently started translating steps of ICI. Also volunteering in different like Russian community to support these teachings. And here I am today, part of the panelists.
Hey, thank you. And you were volunteering in Diamond Mountain as well, no? For this last Medicine Buddha retreat.
Yes, thanks for reminding me. It was my second time. The first time was during Lamrim 39 and during the Buddha medicine. But it's not my last time, so I'm gonna be back next year.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna move forward to the topic of tonight. Tonight's topic, I find it very, very interesting because in a way, when I did the reading, when I read it, it surprised me. And many times, I don't know if for some of you this happens, you may think that you know a subject or a topic, but then you study it deeper and you realize you didn't know very well. So it's wonderful. I think this is a great chance. These programs are a great chance to be keeping our studies up and refreshing, getting deeper. It's great to hear what other people have to say about it. We think about it and share. And by sharing, we can increase our understanding. Well, in both ways, listening to others and sharing ourselves and planting the seeds to learn more. Okay, so the topic is how to offer to the 3 jewels. And what it struck me like very, very interestingly about this topic is that actually, for some of you who may be familiar with the 3 jewels, basically we can say that the 3 jewels, the main idea is they are referring to emptiness in one way or the other. For me, I find it like it's like the core thing when we talk about the 3 jewels, emptiness is involved. And then I was wondering, like, how can we make offerings to an absence, to something that is not there? How do we, I mean, how can I give, let's say, Nick, right now, how can I give you a cup of tea if you are not here, right? Like, how can I, okay, maybe I could PayPal you like $5 or something, but in general, how do we develop this relationship with a very important absence? So maybe first, I would like just to hear your general like take of each one of you. What did you thought after reading this part of the. By the way, this reading comes from ACI number 10, Master Shantideva's Bodhisattva's Way of Life. And he's setting us up, just giving context to the audience, he's setting us up for every step we have to do in order to develop bodhicitta, in order to really develop this wish for enlightenment. That last session we were talking with Ben Kramer as well, and other panelists, like it is also in a way it's an energy inside of you. It's like something that gives you, I would say, power to transform this, our reality, into a beautiful, 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 perfect world. So one of the steps is we get ready, we purify the bad seeds, and then we start making offerings, but to whom? To the three jewels. So could you give us just like a brief description on what did you find interesting about this reading, and what were your main thoughts around it? And any of you, maybe you can start, Catherine? If you feel like. You can always use your card of pass and we go to the next panelist.
Well, actually, I think this topic is very beautiful. Well, I am surprised when, as you said, well, this topic is familiar with us, right? But when I read this reading, I think, oh, there's a lot that actually we didn't know. So I found, but overall, I think, oh, that's great. Now I know I have a lot I can offer. Before I was like, because normally we are doing the actions, right? We are like, we are buying things, putting on the altar, or we are doing these kind of like offering thing, but not keeping in mind all the time of this emptiness, thinking emptiness with the understanding of emptiness. And the good seeds or the merit that we collected, they are limited if we just do the actions, with just do the offerings, but without understanding. So it's very, so I think it's very important to try to remember and try to think, and at least like while we are doing the actions, we can't guarantee all the time we can think of or with the understanding of emptiness all the time, but at least while we are doing the actions, where we are doing the offerings, or while we are giving something to somebody, we should, it's a good chance to remind us to try to think, try to bring the understanding of emptiness, and it will have totally different meaning. So that's what I think while reading these materials, beautiful materials. Yeah.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. And for you, Natalie, what did you find interesting about this reading? What were your thoughts on the general subject?
What was the interesting for me the most? Well, as a person who like logic, I would say, I like how these three offerings, they were really logically presented and actually connected. So first, yeah, they were talking about we owe nothing. We really owe nothing. Even the stuff that we do, we think we owe. Actually, they're not going to stay with us forever. And therefore, we have the opportunity to offer the beauty of the mountains, the sky. But at the same time, we can, the next step out of this, we can think that yes, we own nothing, but I have my own body. Yes, it's still, I own nothing. It's not going to stay with me, but at least it's close to me. So I can do a service to a three jewels. I'll put my body as a to do a beautiful services. And out of this, the third one comes. So use not only like body in a different way. You can physically serve them as to go to Diamond Mountain, for example, for Buddha medicine, or you can serve them mentally using your own imagination in your mind, as you can imagine how you take care of them. So to me, I was reading that, I see it's a beautiful logical connection between those offerings, which is easy to understand and kind of imply in our daily practice.
Thank you so much. And actually, for me, that was also something that, in a way, was new for me, because I got to learn about these three kinds of offerings that we can do. We were talking about how to offer an absence, right? So the first one was, as you just mentioned, Natalie, it is offering things that don't have an owner, like, I don't know, the moon, although some people may argue that it's changing, but things like the mountains, the rivers, flowers in nature, trees, the sky, the sunset, all those things you can offer. Like, you look at them and you're like, wow, what a beautiful thing. I offer it to this holy absence or state of mind who doesn't has any impurity at all, right? And then, as you say, yes, we can also offer our time, our energy, our practice. Like, how do we use our lives? That's what they say, our own body. And number three, we can also offer things that we imagine. We're gonna in a few moments, we're gonna do the reading. This one happens to not be too long, so maybe we have a good chance to do good progress on it. But for you, Nick, how is it that in general this reading struck you? I don't know how to say.
Struck.
Struck you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for choosing this section. It's very beautiful, and I also think it's really interesting. And for me, it's personal. It hits a personal note because I remember when I first started studying these ideas, how much it really struck me, this idea of just like offering everything. Everybody was just always talking about offer this, dedicate it, people would say a lot, or offer it to your lama, or, whatever. They were using these different kinds of phrases. It kind of was powerful for me, the understanding that a lot of what we're doing when we become practitioners of this material is like changing the way our mind works and changing the habits, changing the things that our mind has become accustomed to. And so, normally as a human being, my mind is mostly accustomed to pretty low level stuff. I want food now, like whatever. Me want something, just basic, I don't like, and, to just even exercise this kind of, this section's all about, how your mind is involved with offerings and offering stuff in your mind. It's not like going to the store, like Catherine said. So I think it's so much an exercise in mind training. So that's really powerful, because I feel like for me, so many of the good seeds that I planted early on in my practice were from this exact kind of thing. Like I would be near my teacher and I would experience some sort of bliss, and then I would quickly remember to like offer that. or stuff like that. I remember, it reminds me, this is just funny. At some point during those years, scientists discovered a planet that's completely made out of diamond, like a small planet that's 100% diamond. And there was a post about it, like on Facebook, and my buddy quickly commented, "I offer it." So, so he offered it before me. So I was jealous because I wanted to offer it, but just joking. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of like you really can plant a lot of powerful seeds, and I think partly it's from rehabituating your mind to just you're rewiring the working of your mind, and that just makes you happier, you know.
That's beautiful, Nick. Thank you so much. You mentioned something that is related to the very first parts of the reading. We're gonna just check on that in just a moment. But you did mention about the importance of, all of you mentioned it in a certain degree. The way we offer, either like bringing back to emptiness or with certain kind of motivation, like the way we offer seems to be like super important, not only to offer, but how do we offer? And not only that, but why do we offer? And apparently in this reading also, to whom we offer. Like each aspect of the offering itself it makes it powerful. So what I propose is to just go and read a few paragraphs, and then we talk about it. Because you're gonna see as soon as we start reading, this subject comes up. So I'm gonna share the screen with you guys, and let's read a little. Okay, share. Yes. Can you see? Yay. Okay, so would you like, now going back to the cycle, Catherine, would you like to start reading? Thank you.
You mean this 3 or?
Maybe, yeah. Like let's do these 3 paragraphs.
Okay. Make offerings. How to make offerings to the 3 jewels. Make offerings in an excellent way to those who have gone that way, to the holy jewel of the Dharma, the absence of impurity, and to those oceans of high spiritual qualities, to the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, in order to acquire this jewel wish. You should make offerings in an excellent way, meaning that you should offer the most exquisite objects with the salts and in a manner which is filled with reverence. What should be the goal of making this offering? You should present them in order to acquire the jewel of the wish for enlightenment, which supplies every single good thing there is to every single living being, and to whom you should make the offerings. They should be made first of all to those who have gone that way, and then they should be made to the holy jewel of the Dharma, so called because it is the Dharma of holy realized beings. And these Dharma consists of the truth of sensation, the truth of the path in the great way. The truth of sensation here includes both natural purity and also the absence of any temporary impurities. And you should finally make offerings to those great ones who are like the ocean of high spiritual qualities, to sons and daughters of the Buddhas who are realized beings, such as the Lord, Loving Eyes, Avalokiteshvara, and the gentle voice, Manjushri.
Thank you so much. So for me, something interesting is like just in these opening lines, like there is enough material for like a whole hour or 2 hours just here. As you may see, as you can see, they are describing the 3 jewels. But not only that, even before they are telling you, we have to make offerings, yes, but how? In an excellent way. We have to do them very well. What does that mean, right? It means with like thoughts of like reverence and appreciation and admiration, I will say. But not only that, like why are you gonna give an offering? In this case, they say, in order to acquire the wish for enlightenment, the jewel of the wish, they say. And it made me thought about, yeah, sometimes just the intention, the motivation behind an offering makes everything different, right? There are certain bodhisattva vows that says you are not supposed to give an offering if it's only because you want personal gain. But of course, making offerings is like a super good thing. But you see, just why are you giving an offering seems to be very important. I have a question regards if any of you may have an idea. They say when they are describing the jewel of the Dharma, they say the jewel of the Dharma has two parts, the truth of cessation and the truth of the path. Does any of you have any idea what's the difference in this context? What's the Dharma true of cessation, the Dharma jewel true of cessation, and what's the Dharma jewel true of the path? And it's something that I was wondering. I have ideas, but I'm not sure. Any of you may, I don't know.
They seem shy, so I'll speak on it.
Sure.
So, I mean, those are two of the four higher truths, right? You guys know that. And those are the two latter ones, as you know, right? And those are the two pure ones. So I think that they're considering it the Dharma jewel because they really reflect the pure part of the path. Even though the fourth one's called the truth of the path, the whole thing involves our path out of pain. So I usually think of the Dharma jewel in terms of how it was defined in an earlier ACI course, as being the direct perception of emptiness itself. But the truth of cessation in my mind is the same as saying nirvana. And the end, it's the end of all pain, which is nirvana. And then the path is how you get there. So to me, that makes sense that it's who you're making offerings to, because like you dedicate your good actions to achieving that cessation, which is the quite possibly the best thing you can achieve, or one of the best, and all the stuff that comes along that helps you get there. So we were talking about dedication, and to me, like, making offerings is great and it's awesome and it's probably good seeds, and making offerings with a kind of a high goal in mind, I think, is even more powerful. So if your goal happens to be the end of suffering, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah. So what the thing that I thought, without knowing if I'm right or not, but it's good to bring it up. That's why how we learn in a way. If it's the case that true of cessation may be talking about the direct perception of emptiness and emptiness itself, and the truth of the path, maybe the achievements, like the Arhat or Buddha states in mind. And the reason I thought that is because then the reading, I'm gonna share the reading again just to check that. It says that cessation is divided in two, in the one that it's always there and the one that it's temporary. So I thought maybe direct perception of emptiness is the purity that it's temporary, and the emptiness itself is the purity that it's always there. Let's see, I'll show you.
I know which section. I'll talk while you're pulling it up. I thought of it because that's a pretty common expression in terms of
Are you seeing the reading?
yeah, I remember also natural nirvana often means emptiness. So I think here, where is it?
Yeah, here.
Because the truth is natural purity and the absence of temporary impurities. I think the natural, well, they both mean emptiness, but yeah, that's interesting.
Because I will think like the temporary one is when you are under the direct perception of emptiness. And you know, we have here like Geshe-la sometimes says, we come out of that state. I mean, we will, I will pray. And then I will get upset again, very possibly. But for that particular moment, for that temporary moment, I had no impurities. And I'm guessing that it's also talk about natural purity. May it be emptiness itself, like how they call it, the realm of ease or something, that it's always there.
That's how I interpret it, yeah.
Okay, this is good because it's helping us to first understand who or to what or to who we are offering. And I just realized I don't even know really what's the Dharma jewel. I mean, I have a general idea, but there is always deeper way to take it. What do you think now? Could you share, if we go up a little bit back and we talk about the importance of the way we offer, how, why, our motivation behind, to whom? Could you talk a little bit about your personal thoughts or even personal experience, if you have seen, what would you say in a way, why is it so important not only to offer, but to consider all these other elements? And I asked Catherine to read this, but I didn't ask her anything, but this is why I will ask you. What's your personal idea on the importance on the other elements, not only to offer, but every other aspect of offering? What makes it better? What makes it more powerful?
Thank you. Here he mentioned we should present them in order to acquire the jewel of the wish for enlightenment. And as you mentioned that the intention is very important, because we can do the offerings like just for ourselves, right? Because that's normally what we think. We're thinking, oh, I'm doing the offerings because we know that what results will bring us, and naturally we will be prosperity. We will have everything we have, but this is the intention that we should bring up, is to do it with the wish, with the intention of I wanted to do it for everyone. So because this is great, because the objects, what we are offered to, is so big, it's so strong. So by doing this offering thing, we can collect, or we can accumulate mountains of merit, but not just for myself. For this is a practice. So practice so that I can think, I can take everybody or every living beings in my heart when I'm doing this offering thing. So I think that's very important for us. For example, like normally, like every morning, for example, we are not putting on nice dress, right? Or clothes. Actually, this could be kind of offering thing. But normally what we think is just, I just do it for myself, right? Because I wanted to look beautiful, elegant, or etc. But if I can think, I can do it. I can do this offering. I can do this for everyone because so that everyone will see, and then everyone will get faith, or everyone will be have confidence. Well, they're seeing you that you are doing some kind of practice, and then you are so happy, you look so good. And that's different. That's a different story. That's totally has totally different meanings. That's the one thing that I think that with the wish, that's very important, and it tells different stories while we're doing that. And also, well, we should think of the objects. If we think we are doing the offering, sometimes we are say like, I offer this, I offer that, or we even have the pictures or tangkos, right, on our altar, and we can bring some food or fruits or flowers or everything. But we think that we normally we don't think, oh, who actually we are offered to. We're thinking like, it's just a picture here, it's just a statue here. So when we get used to that kind of thinking in our mind, and this offering thing just becomes like, how to say, stereotype, or the things that you just get used to. But we often forgot who actually we are offered to. Are we just offered to the statue, to the Buddha, to the Dharma, or to those one who realized? But normally we don't really think what's the jewel behind that, right? So this is what I think.
Thank you very much.
If you don't mind, I have quickly, thank you so much, Juan. Thank you, Catherine. That was really beautiful. And I have something to add to the first part that you mentioned when you say when we're doing kindness and the intention of these good actions is to possess something, that we know that something will get in return. And yes, definitely, it's an obvious problem. Also, I found that the second type of problem exists, that when we doing good actions, helping other people, support others, and not necessarily we have that intention, oh, it will come back to me. We're just doing that effortlessly. Oh, this is because it's a nice way of doing that, without this deep dedication and wish to enlightenment. Just was helping today. I got myself on that. I was helping today, and someone asked me, I'm like, sure, I'll do that. And only 2 hours after, I realized I just did it just because people ask me, and it's nice to do that, and that's all. It's just like, it's nice to do that, and period. We're not dedicate. And this is the second problem.
Okay, maybe what you're saying is it's a problem to not being very mindful, or maybe not taking the real, like, I don't know how to say it, like, it may sound bad, but it's not. Taking advantage of the situation, like to really squeeze like the benefits, because in a way, like, how do you say, this benefit is not gonna be only for ourselves. It's actually, when we talk about the wish for enlightenment, it's for everybody. So in a way, it's like, the example I would like to put is like, if you don't make the most profit out of it, you are missing resources to share with others. Like, it's like you are doing a business and you try to get the most profit out of it, because you know the more profit you get, the more people are gonna be able to come to the dinner that you're gonna organize, whatever. It's just an example, but maybe that's how I take what you're saying. Like, not only do the thing in automatic without being aware or mindlessly, but if you put your mind into it and understanding how it's working, why it's working, what's the purpose of the thing, it will enhance the full thing. Beautiful. Thank you. I like that. And now will you make us the honors of reading the next paragraphs, Natalie?
Sure, love to. We will discuss the kinds of offering in 3 parts. The offering of things which have no honor, the giving of your own body, and the offering of things which you emit with your own thoughts. For the first, we will describe that is the we offer, and then how it is we offer. And finally, the reason for giving things which have no honor. Do you want me to continue?
Yes, please. Just to let everybody know, the letters that are involved, like, you know, those are the root text, and the other ones are the commentary by Gelsabje, Master Gelsabje.
Give flowers and fruits, as many as exist, and all the different herbs, as many as there may be. Give each and every precious substance contained in a planet, and all the pure and lovely water that exists. Give the precious mountain, and so too, the forest, quiet place of refuge, and lovely spots. Give the plants, studded with the flowers and adorned. The tree, those branches are bent low under fine, ripe fruits. Give fragrances and incense, even those which are found in the words of pleasure, being and the like, the wishing tree and the tree of precious substances. Give grain that grows without ever being planted, and any other lovely object which is worthy of presenting. Oh, I need to open my, lovely lakes and bathing ponds, bedecked with lotus blossoms, and water birds of beauty seen in the splendid sun.
Thank you so much. Well, I would like to hear as well from you, all of you, maybe if you can share with us like practical ways to do this that you may have tried in your personal life. How can we do this? Like, do you only do this while you sit on meditating? Or is it something that you're just walking down the street and you just see like a beautiful, I don't know, flower and you say like, oh, that's one I offer. Do you have any personal like trick or advice you could share? How can we do this in our daily lives?
I can start sharing since I read this. So actually, Juan, you just mentioned 2 type of basically offerings that personally I like to do. So the first one, it's in my daily activity when I live in beautiful Canada, Vancouver, so many beautiful nature here around me. And I like take a break from my daily activity, working, volunteering, and enjoying going outside. And I see this beauty around me, animals, wild animals, squirrels. And I like to pause and stop. And first thing that comes to me is grateful. I'm really grateful for what I see and what I have around. And the second part, I dedicate this beauty. And quite often I dedicate it to my teacher. I'm grateful that I have a hard teacher, and I dedicate this beauty so he can be also around by this beauty, and so he can stay with all his students and continue teaching me and other students. So that's one way of kind of how I do this in a daily life. In the second one, it's in a meditation when I do preliminaries. And when I set the altar, I actually like to set the altar also in my mind. And I see how I basically maybe on the top of the mountain, and there's a beautiful flowers around me, birds, instruments, beautiful, unusual instruments that give really pleasant music. And I meditate, and I see that I setting up the altar and take this beauty and kind of put it nicely around the altar and offer, which is also part of my preliminaries before the meditation. So that's two of my practices.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. And I guess if we do things like that, but with this particular motivation, that will serve us as an automatic reminder of emptiness the whole day, and to start thinking, to bring back to mind, okay, where are the things that are happening to me coming from? Okay, what should I do if I encounter this person in the street that I've been having problems with? Okay, what should I do once that I call my mom? Or, if we keep in mind this idea of emptiness and where things are coming from, I think that can really serve as an antidote that's going to protect us eventually, because we are going to use it to make better decisions in daily activities as well. That's very cool. Now, I would like to ask Nick to read the next part, but there is something, maybe we can check it out. I couldn't really know why it is there. I'll show you, and if you have any idea why this is there, please let me know. Okay, so Natalie just read the root text here, and then she shared with us some ways that she puts it into practice. Now, the next big paragraph, it's about the commentary on Gyaltsab-ye. Master Gyaltsab-ye kind of goes a little bit deeper into each one of them. But what I don't know why it is here is this part. It says, okay, offer all these that we talk about and many or any other lovely thing that it's worth it to present to the jewels. But then it says, certain authors have failed to understand the commentary, have explained certain authors who fail to understand the commentary have explained the order of the root text in a different way. I don't know what does that mean. But if any of you have heard anything, let us know. Another interesting thing that I find here is that these are offerings of things that do exist, but don't have an owner. And check it out. It talks about, for example, where is it? Like the worlds of pleasure beings, serpent beings, and the like, the wishing tree, which supplies every wish. In a way, this implies that these things exist. We are in this part, we are offering things that do exist and don't have owners. I just find it very interesting. If any of you want to add anything to this, please, you can talk anytime. And if not, we can keep reading.
Well, just to answer your question, it's not that, I don't think it's that important for this discussion, but he's just saying the order. He's just saying they've explained the order of the root text in a different way. So I think he just I'd have to see the other language, but I think he just means that they listed the offerings in a different order. And I know it's Gyaltsabje making this commentary, writing this, and I've worked a lot with his books, and he just tends to be very meticulous and specific, and perhaps had a debate with somebody about the order that they came in, and there may be for some philosophical reason, but without any explanation, there's no way to guess, really.
Okay.
It just means the order of the offerings, I believe.
And in a way, for me, it also shows the depth that the scriptures can go, really, you know, like
Their
probably
authors.
we could go in a whole deep trip just by this line.
This one quickly brought up the question, does it mean the order we're offering makes sense? Not make sense, or it doesn't really matter what order we're going to follow?
Yeah.
Nick, what do you think?
I would have to see what it says in the Tibetan, because I don't know exactly.
To me, as long as you have a really good intention to enlightenment to all other beings, that's good enough.
Yeah, I don't know what he's criticizing that other authors have done, but these guys can get pretty specific. But I agree with you. It's probably not that important of a point in terms of our own practice.
Okay, so let's keep reading and see what else do we find out.
So I'm reading?
Yes, please.
Okay. I imagine in my mind each and every one of those objects owned by no one, which may exist in all the infinite expanse of all of myriad space. I offer these in an excellent way to the highest of all living beings, to the able ones, along with their sons and daughters. May all of these beings of highest spiritual qualities, who possess the ultimate form of compassion, look upon me with love and accept all I offer.
That's great, because we come back to why are we offering? So they look upon me with love and accept what I offer.
Yeah.
Great. Let's keep going, but maybe because it's almost time, let's just read the root text.
Right. Okay. I am not the kind of person who has merit. I am extremely poor, and I have no other kind of wealth that I might offer. I beg you, therefore, protector who thinks of what might be of benefit to others, to use your power to accept these offerings, all for my own sake.
Okay. And maybe one more.
Okay. Sure. Amelie's coming. Okay, Amelie, hold on. I'm reading. I offer my own body. I offer my own body forever to the victors. Thank you. That's so beautiful. I can't believe you made that. Can I show the world? Okay. Well, she made something really cool. I'm not going to show it to you. Oh, here we go.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Amelie, are you going to offer that to somebody? Do you want to offer it to mommy?
No.
Okay. I offer my own body forever to the victors and to their sons and daughters, and I beg these supreme warriors to accept me totally. For in reverence, I offer myself as your subject.
So yeah, this is the second kind of offering we can do. First, like things we see, even I will say like things we feel, things we want, good things that we see others doing, good things we do. And now also we can offer our time, energy, good things we do. And supposedly it's great because those are offerings for the 3 jewels. So in a way, as Natalie was saying, we can just help somebody just because they ask us to and it's a habit. Or we can also use that we just did and consider it like today I did an offering to the 3 jewels. More interest.
Investment.
Yeah, investment. Maybe let's just mention, so we covered that. What's the third kind of offering?
Stuff we can think of, right?
Yeah. It's where is it? There to me. Yeah, here it is. Maybe let's just read this and we close this part. You can keep going, or if anybody wants.
I'll just read because we're going to run out of time. I make this offering in a great bathing chamber, filled with fine fragrance and with a floor made of crystal, perfectly clear, sparkling, gleaming. The chamber has lovely pillars, glowing with precious jewels, and a canopy stretched across it with pearls and radiating light.
Yeah, no, and maybe now I take the mistake, because in this part, I think we do have to read the commentary to just give context to the audience that what are we about to read. Yeah.
Okay. You want me to read that paragraph?
Yes.
There are two major divisions to our third point: the offering of things which you emanate with your own thoughts. The first of them has 12 parts of its own: the offering of bathing, lovely clothing, precious adornments, ointments, flowers, incense, fine foods, lights, mansions, parasols, and music, followed by the act of blessing, so that the stream of offering can continue never ending. The offering of bathing covers three subjects: the bathing chamber, the way in which to offer the bathing, and how to wipe dry the holy body.
So just in general, I think this is very, very interesting. How, okay, now we reach number one kind of offering you can give is things that have no owner. We talked about it. Number two, your time, energy. They call it your body, but the class explains that it's your practice, your energy, your time, your all that. Number three, in your mind, imagine every beautiful situation, every beautiful thing. They give us so many different examples, like even bathing, you know, clothing, let's say jewelry, ointments, flowers, food, music, big palaces, houses, everything, anything, whatever you think it's like beautiful in your mind, there are no limitations. And I find it interesting that even in those things, supposedly, I think we are encouraged to also be aware of the ways we do it, because check it out, even just for the first one, the bathing, you are offering somebody like an angel, let's say, a bathing. But even on that very first one, there is already on where are you gonna bathe them, and how are you gonna bathe them, how are you gonna do the wiping, so we can go as deep as we want, basically. That's it, like and you can imagine the same, I will say, for every offering. And feel happy, I will say, to know that that's considered an offering to the three jewels. That's beautiful. It gives you a lot, it gives us a lot of room for increasing our good seeds and get ready to develop this wish. Maybe if any of you has any final, whatever thing you want to share, maybe to encourage us, how will you encourage us to try this practice, or if you have tried, any benefits you have get out of it? And with that, we can wrap it up.
I can quickly share my experience, if you don't mind. I actually, before I knew about ICI-10 and about this reading, I guess the seeds, I did this offering where I bathed in my own mom. With my mom, I used to have really terrible relationship, and there's many, now I understand the seeds and everything. But at some point I start imagine this, how I'm taking care of her and give her bathing and put a beautiful clothes. And that was a really beautiful experience because I feel pain because of this relationship, but this has helped me to plant a really kind of kindness and healing towards this relationship. So I guess what I'm trying to say and try to encourage everyone, if you have any person who might irritate you or you might not have a healthy relationship with, maybe it's your close family member or close friend, dearest friends, try to imagine this. And if it's maybe your boss or colleague, definitely would be not really maybe a good idea to bath them, but maybe imagine how you serve them a nice meal. That's I encourage you to try this. How you do offering a really good, nice meal, fine meal, yeah, and how they're happy, and you're so detailed about everything, and they really enjoying. And you will see, you're actually going to plant a really good seeds, and you will see relationship changed. That's what happened with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful. That's a great idea. That's very cool. I like it. Any other thoughts? Anybody want to share?
Yes. I want to say maybe some of you or maybe sometimes we'll think, oh, I have nothing to offer. But here today we've learned there are so many things that we can offer, and we can offer in different ways also. You can offer things that every beautiful things you see, you think, and also even your time and efforts. So there are so many things that we can offer. So that's a good thing. That's a good news. So that which means that we can do the offering every moment, and everything can be offered. And there's another thing, offering. While we are doing offering, but why don't we just make it higher or make the seeds bigger? Is with the wish, with the, how to say, we say it bodhicitta, or with the wish, because we are not only do it for ourselves, we hope to do it for everyone. So with that, just with that sort of that think or that thought, everything will be different, and it will be different, totally different meanings. So I want to say, even while you are struggling, while you are having difficulties and problems, and suddenly you realize, you try to think the emptiness, this moment also, it can offer, because this is the personal practice, right? And personal practice, it could be something also we can offer. So actually, to summarize, is we can offer everything. So don't worry, you don't have anything to offer. And also you can do the offering every moment, just with the thought. Try to bring the wish, try to think the emptiness while you are doing everything, while you are doing the offerings. And it will have higher meaning for us. So that's what I really want to say, and what I've already learned from today's session. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's beautiful, beautiful and very powerful. We can make our life an offering, a meaningful offering. That's so nice. And you want to say any last thing, Nick?
No, that was perfect. I don't need to add it. That was beautiful. That's a great way to sum it up. I'll tell some stories next time, but that was really great. Thank you all for sharing. I'll just say, in the spirit of offering, the Diamond Cutter Classics needs support. So one kind of physical offering you're all very welcome to make, but it's not necessary, is to donate to our translation program, because we're doing very beautiful things and trying to keep this this wisdom alive. So, and trying to not just keep it alive, but bring it to your kitchen now. And we work very hard to do that. And so if you feel like donating, we could use your support. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the link is in the chat if you want.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and there's a translation program coming. Don't miss it. Sign up now. It's January 6th to 19th, Arizona days. So please come. It's going to be so much fun. We're really doing some cool stuff. So go to the website, diamondcutterclassics.com, and sign up for our translation program. Even more important, you can space out, and then you can offer your spacing out to to enlightenment. And you can offer the parts that you understand. Like if you have an aha moment, you can make that an offering. And then when there's confusing parts that you don't understand, you can make an offering of that. That's what I do.
That's true. That's
all
true.
the time.
And it sounds funny, but it is true.
Yeah.
It is true. It's cool.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And you can miss class and then make it an offering, and then come to class and make it an offering.
Okay, and if you are all interested in these topics that we are just reading, I also want to remind you that during this translation program, Nick was just saying, Geshe Michael is beginning to write a commentary on this same text that we just had today, and we have been having for the last sessions, and we will keep going on. He's gonna write a commentary. He announced last term he's gonna write a commentary on this particular root text, Bodhisattacharyavatara, Bodhisattva's way of life. So if you sign in and are following these translation programs, we will be studying and reading these verses again soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. Best wishes.
Nice to see you all.
Time. Yeah, thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, panelists. Thank you.